welcome back, Pokémon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is July 26, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with your co-host, Chris.
Hello, guys. It's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please.
Hey, how's it going, my good man?
Tired.
Me too. It's just, oh my goodness gracious, has been one heck of a week.
You had, barely any time to breathe.
Dude, I'm like, oh my god. Alright, guys. So, welcome back to another episode of the Purified Podcast. I appreciate everybody to actually come through our live feed. If you're listening in our podcast feeds, though, thank you very much for listening. As we will be talking about all things Pokemon Go related news and updates. And before we begin, of course, make sure that you check us out at the Professor Network, please. And foremost, Professor Network at our .com/Purified Podcast, and you can also check them out here at the Pure Laura Podcast. Special conditions, gotta watch them all. Pokemon Masters, which hopefully they will have actually a new member of their family coming soon. So congratulations to the beautiful couple there on Pokemon Masters. And we actually are part of the network, so please make sure that you check us out. But anyways, Chris, we got a lot to talk about today.
Ooh.
I don't know if this podcast is going to be a long one, a short one, and anything like that.
It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one. Indeed. So, to begin, we're sure, since you guys already seen the title of the video, the stream and whatever, we have just finished Pokemon Go Fest 2020, the first ever global Go Fest announcement, playful, whatever it is that you want to call it. It's just been an insane 2 days worth of experience. If you have not been part of this, it's because, okay, Joseph, thank you. If you have not experienced Pokemon Go Fest, this weekend was probably the best time for you to play, because it was something that you could do even from the comfort of your home. Now, I want to say that we have all the experiences between Chris and I about how we play, how we did things, and how everything went through, the goods and bads of how GoFest is. Now, we're going to talk about our experiences. We'll talk about, what went wrong, what went good, and really our honest opinion on how this GoFest, this global GoFest, and I'll keep saying global because it is how it is, how it actually came out to be, how the response of the community was, everything like that. Just make sure that, all of this is correct. All of this is informed for you guys. Now, if you're listening to our podcast services, GoFest is already done for us. It should be ending the last bit of GoFest into the East Coast of the United States, as in probably another hour or so. But then after that, we'll be done. It's over. If you actually look at the game right now, on day 1 or 2, depending on what it is, you can see in the sky fireworks. That means that we have finished GoFest. Now, Chris, I want you to have your experience on day 1 of GoFest first before we go on to day 2.
Oh my gosh. It was good. It's definitely good.
Yeah?
I remember I started off the day with a Kyogre raid. I was like, okay, yeah, I do need Kyogres. I need some good IV ones. Get done with the raid. I get me and Julie's and Andrew's and Alex's phone all together. And wouldn't you know it, I get a shiny Kyogre on the first raid at 9:59. And I'm going to count that as a GoFest shiny because it was at GoFest.
Well, okay, so what Chris have saying is GoFest started technically at 10 o'clock a.m. local time for everybody. Now, the raids, the special raids that we were supposed to be getting throughout GoFest weekend actually started populating an hour early. So around 9 o'clock in the morning, that's when all the gyms are starting popping off GoFest raids. Sorry, I'm losing my mind here. I'm a little bit tired. Anyways, yes, so we have Kyogre and Groudon as our special legendaries for the weekend, or actually for our day 1. And then we had a bunch of other raids for 1 through 4 that, they were good and they were bad. And you'll see what we're talking about here. But go ahead and continue, Chris.
After that, it was just a lot of fun. I know it took a while for me to get my first shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Julie and Andrew both got one pretty soon. Julie got a Machop and she hid it from us. And then I think Alex got a Survivor, actually.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a shiny till like an hour and a half in. I was like,
this is not happening.
Did it take this long? I was like, yeah, did it take this long at GoFest in Chicago? I don't remember. And it was just insane. But after that, they just kept flooding in, and they were getting mad because I got so many shinies. So many shinies.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, I understand how that goes. Now, for me, when GoFest started, I actually, for day one, I technically did a whole home event for me. Like, I didn't go out as much as I wanted to, mostly because it was my mother's birthday. I wanted to make sure I spent time with her, but I also had to go to take my dog to the vet because she needed some shots and everything. So that took the first hour to 2 hours of the event out of away from me to make sure. But I did have the game open. I had the my Gold Plus running and everything. So by the time that GoFest started, I put an Instasun and a Lucky Piece because I was waiting on the vet to check out my dog, and then everything was good on that. But the thing was that what happened was I actually clicked on one shiny on my Gold Plus, and then I checked the game, and it was a shiny Alolan Grimer. And I was like, this is my second one now. I did catch one back when, Alolans were in eggs and everything back before, everything else that we had. So it was actually good. Okay, so that's the first shiny. It was a repeat, but it was, complete the family. You know how we always want to complete the families on all the shinies. But then the second one came on the same time, on the same hour, probably 10 minutes after or so. It was the shiny Unknown. The Unknown. So that was basically my very first shiny, technically second, but my very first brand new shiny. Now, Shiny Unknown was confirmed to be released in Pokemon Go Fest thanks to some of the live streams that Pokemon Go has actually spread out throughout the weekend, especially the very first one when Pepe Hankey or John Hankey
I watched that.
went live in his live stream to tell us about how the experience of Go Fest was going to be this year. He showed in his phone what Pokemon he had caught, and one of them was a Shiny Unknown. You may wonder if that was actually played out, or did he actually get a shiny during the time off or something, I mean, I know it was, a test moment because they had to get the video out. But, he doesn't get the easy spawns either. He plays just like the same everybody else. But, I mean, it's Niantic too,
He may have gotten it and then been like, oh, yeah, people want to see this. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, definitely. So, they show us a lot of different shinies. The Unknown was the crazy one because everybody was like, oh my goodness, Shiny Unknown for the first time ever in Pokemon Go history. For 4 years, we finally got Shiny Unknown. Well, technically 3. Yes, because Unknown is Generation 2.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that was one of the big surprises we had. Plus, 5 more shinies to go. So
it was insane.
The whole of shinies for both of us, or at least our hunts for this weekend was Shiny Quillfish, Shiny Tangela, Shiny Heatmore, and Shiny I'm losing it. Shiny Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, Shiny Unknown was part of it, so that's 5 brand new shinies at least that were released into Pokemon Go Fest this year alone. Which for us is like poof. It's like mind blowing at that point because we don't know how the heck did that even happen. How we never really get released so many shinies at a time, So it was one of those moments where we're like, okay,
unprecedented, man.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it. I expected Snorlax. And what's the one thing that wasn't shiny? Basically,
Snorlax. Yeah, I know. That was like the one promotional thing that they actually put on their posters and everything. And usually that's when we actually can do. But no, it was just that, So, yeah. Those were the very first shinies of day one. Chris, what was your haul on day one for shinies?
Let me check just day one. It was 19 altogether.
19? That's actually a pretty nice haul.
That was my good haul. And both days I had a bit where I just kind of sat around. I mean, I was stuck at work today, but yesterday we streamed and I was able to get some on stream. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And then we went out and walked for a few hours. Obviously, when I walked out in the lures and the incense and the wild spawns, I got a lot more shinies. We did it safely with a mask. Bless you.
Thank you.
And I don't know. It was pretty eventful either way, though.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
I don't know. The only thing I didn't like, I think, was the first day you had to depend on the incense to get some of the rare spawns.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
there were certain Pokemon that didn't spawn.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what the subject or the structure of how Pokemon Go Fest came to be. Now we're still talking about day one for sure. Now I only, like I said, I was only able to play from home. I had a couple of extra spawns in my house, but it was relying on incense all day for sure. My haul was only 5 on day one. Pretty mediocre, but it wasn't too bad. Mostly because I got 2 shinies that were okay, which was the unknown, a repeat Grimer, the Tentacle, which I did not have. Thank you, Papa Henki, though I wanted to actually trade it because I needed to, or transfer it because I needed another shiny. And then an Execute, which I'd already had one because I hatched one like probably the same week. But I now have enough for the family. I didn't complete the full family, but we still have there. But yeah, definitely. A nice little haul here for us. Now, I did forget to mention the shiny Woobat was also introduced into the game on day one. So, 6 brand new shinies, plus the new Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle with their Pikachu hats, which were also shiny. So that means that was another hunt, and a brand new Pokemon introduced in Pokemon Go Fest Day 1 as a Photomon, Rotom Wash. Yes, Rotom Wash is now in the game. For the first time ever, this little bad boy is finally here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I actually got all 10, so that's pretty good.
Chonky one, chonky.
Chunky boy wash. Like, they even have promotional stuff, like with the Rotom washing the plants, and I was like, really? It's a dishwasher? You really want water out of the dishwasher?
I mean, I think it's weird that they chose it, but if they would have started with one of the I mean, I don't know. It's one of the ones people use in competitive a lot, right?
Definitely.
I don't know. I'm definitely excited about it. It's one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, but we'll see how it actually goes through because, I mean, there's more to Rotom than one form, but, I mean, the first form to be introduced. Now, the question is how they're going to introduce, like, 3 other forms after that, It's like Rotom Grass or Rotom, whatever else it is, they're still powerful in their own. And, regular Rotom, too, is, another form, too, so that's the interesting part.
How do you think they're going to introduce it? Just a bunch of photo bombs during events later on, and then just have normal Rotom in raids or something later on?
There's still some things that we, of course, have to talk about for our research topics. We're still recapping on what's going on. I'll definitely give my thoughts about it later in the podcast, just because there's a couple of things that will be along the way for the next few weeks, for sure. So day one, just like that. And then we had our biomes. Now, day one, it started with the Ray biome all the way to the water, grass, fire, friendship biome, all of that. Each, since it was a 10-hour event, because it was from 10 to 8, yes. And each hour, those biomes rotate. Now, every time a biome comes through, we have the special spawns of that biome. For raids, of course, we had the Durant, the Heatmore, Zangoose, the Viper, all the ones that we usually would not see in a regular biome just because they're not specific biomes. And then, of course, we had raid-specific ones like Gibble and, all those kinds of ones. And then, of course, the other biomes constantly work with those. This different Pokemon spawn. Every time a new hour came around, the confetti that will rain down from the sky would change to the actual color biome of that, plus the...
I loved it.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. At the same time, we had special bonuses throughout the hours that we needed to complete. This is where it gets a little neat and greedy because everybody in each part of the world through day one, they had a little bit of difficulty on a couple of hours of those events. Now, we were finishing up the raid one. We had to do X amount of raids to unlock extra bonuses. and extra experience and extra Stardust to be able to, from raids. So every time you did a raid, it will stack up. It will actually show in the today's view, show how many we actually go. Now that bar filled out like insanely quickly. Like everybody was raiding, especially because there's a Pokemon that we wanted shiny, and it was only spawning mostly in raids, and we want to make sure that people call out. Thanks to the raid invitations, everybody out there, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, so once the active, it will go through the active hour, and you'll have those bonuses. Now, each hour was the same thing, and it won't stack up for the next hour though, because since we have a double of that hour, so we had double raids, double water, double fire, it wouldn't stack up for the same. We actually had to complete the challenge again the next time we see it. So people were raiding, people were catching Pokemon, people were doing great throws, people were feeding berries, sending gifts, all of that. However, the very first second hour of the day, the friendship biome, the one that we had to send gifts, the one we had to open gifts, and the bonus was, you get rare candies from opening 200 gifts. And that was actually some favorite ones just because of the type of spawns, plus the fairy spawns and all that. However,
it was crazy.
Yeah. However, in each one of the regions, everybody had problems with their game during that time. We had lag, we had slowness, we couldn't open our friendships, we couldn't open gifts, we couldn't even get our lists, and we couldn't even invite to people because it was so clunky. Now, Chris,
I was gonna say, yeah.
Do you want to share a little bit of thoughts on how that part went through?
Oh, I'll elaborate. There was a few parts I started noticing it as I was walking back to the car, because I think we were right at the end of the friendship in our area where it really started to get bad. And then we started inviting people to a Kyogre raid, or we got invited to one. I forget what it was,
right?
But for some reason, halfway through, it just all the DPS dropped out. We couldn't attack it, and it kicked everyone out.
Yeah.
I was like, well, are we going to get invited again, or are we just out of luck?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, my God.
So those moments specifically, it was where people were saying, okay, this is bad, this shouldn't happen, why is the servers like this, you have 4 years of this. Okay, so Twitter literally went on a ham that day, and I was reading every comment and everything that we're talking about Pokemon Go. Somebody even made a video, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna probably rant a little bit on this. Somebody made a video, it's like, guys, or Niantic, you probably made the worst event in history of Pokemon Go. I'm like,
oh, come on.
And he said, you ruined the game for us, you shouldn't do this, and why you do this, and do this, and that. I'm like, okay, hang on a effing second, because there is way more than just one thing in the game, okay? And there, of course, Twitter was also going all over the place saying, I didn't get as many shinies, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, didn't this happen, why were the spawns not better, why were not the shiny rates better? I'm like, okay, listen, I want everybody to listen to this, and this is my honest opinion on how Pokemon Go Fest is, and a lot of people have been posting this from here on out, and Chris, I'll give you your moment to shine too, so give me just a moment there. Pokemon Go Fest is a community-based event. For the last 3 years, we gather, all trainers from all around the world to play this amazing game that we all share, love, and, we coexist together. Now, when you play with your friends, cool. You know their friends, you know what they do and everything. But when you meet different types of people that play the game the same way that you do, or even better, or even worse, however you want to play it, casually, hardcore, or however you want it, when you meet those kind of people on an actual Go Fest event, you're meeting people who share the same passion, the same concept of how the game works, how much you love the game and everything. You can't compare something that we can actually put every single trainer in the world together to something that had to happen globally for everybody. Now, yes, they did make the mistake on year one to, not having a service for everybody, put too many trainers in one place. They extended it to, the whole city and things like that. However, this is a global Go Fest, so that means everybody gets a chance to play. millions and millions of players were playing the game at the same time. And even the people who were already done with their day one, they were getting raid invites to, the ones here in the United States, from Asia, from China, from Europe, from anywhere in the world. We were all playing the same game together in one single day. Now, Niantic understood this. And unfortunately, even with the great servers that they have, even though sometimes we know they're not the greatest, they had to adjust. They had to boost as much as possible. They had to fix what actual GoFest is, or what the event could actually handle at time. After the first hour, the rest of the GoFest went pretty smoothly. Like, every single biome was working. Everybody's doing the bonuses. Yeah, there were probably little times where it just glitched out a little bit. Raid invitations were working. Friendship was working. Send invites, everything, whatever it was. Everything was working after that initial 2-hour event, because they have to adjust the world's time for each one of the GoFests. And again, you have friends from all over the world. So you're inviting people that are trying to sleep at this point, and then, you're getting them to this part of the world. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, there's just so much. Now, that's why I'm going to a little rant right here, because when I saw all those tweets on Twitter, and they say, this is the worst, why my shinies not here? It's not about the shinies. This is not Community Day. Community Day, they boost the shiny rates. GoFest is close to boosting the same rates, but also lowering a little bit, so not everybody gets all the shinies in the world.
Yeah.
Trainer Tips got 3 shinies on day 1. Reversal went through the entire event. We were getting at least 5 shinies before the end of the first day. Not even the greatest minds of content creator, Pokemon Go peeps out there have been getting like the best luck in this game, especially on GoFest. But they were playing the game. They were trying to make it better. They were having their own, audience. They wanted to make sure that everybody had the same experience. Everybody had the same experience. As long as you buy the ticket, you get some boosted spawns, you get the incest lures. That's what they've been testing the last few months, because of this whole COVID-19 epidemic and everything. So it's not going to be the same. What I feel like how GoFest should be, and of course, hopefully this will continue on next year, is to be able to get the community together for one game, 1 or 2 days, 3 days, however many days GoFest is, and actually, play the game that everybody loves, as a community. Because the community, not just the game, the community is, Silt Arena, all the content creators, all the podcasts that people that listen to, everybody, they all come together, they meet up, they talk about things, they catch up, things like that. This global one, at least I felt like it was a little bit different, just because, I can still get connected to everybody through social media, but I'm not physically with them, I'm not physically out there talking to them and, saying, hey, this was awesome, I visited this, I did that, nothing like that. So, all right. I went a little dip on that one. But Chris, you want to maybe share your honest opinion on how, Pokemon Go Fest really feel like?
Oh, yeah. I know when all the server issues were happening, I was legit cursing at my phone. I was very mad. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm missing out on all these shiny chances. I really wanted that for PvP. Oh, yeah, horrible event. And then legit, like, 30 minutes later, the servers were perfectly fine. Everything was running smoothly. I don't think I hit any really big hiccups. I maybe had, like, 1 or 2 points way later in the event that I had to restart the app.
Yeah.
But I probably could have waited, but I'm very impatient for video games.
But in all honesty, can you feel and say that GoFest wasn't ruined because of just one, 30 minutes or 20 minutes worth of, downtime, technically?
No, it was, I would still rate it out of 10. I would rate it at least a 9. It was definitely really fun. I feel bad for the people that didn't get to spend it with friends.
Yeah.
And it's just not a time to be out and about unsafely. So,
yes.
I think they did the best with what they had. And, it was definitely very hard doing it globally, but I think they pulled it off pretty well.
I want to give kudos to Niantic, because out of everything that they have to handle, aside from the server crashes, aside from making sure each one of the things actually worked out perfectly for them, after fixing the rushes and then the feedback of the community, yeah, they will learn from this. They will know what they need to do next time, if there is a next time. Because, I mean, there's, next year and the year following, Gen 6, 7, 8, we have so many years to go of how much we can actually experience and how many more of what Pokemon Go really can truly, give us in that sense. That, they will learn exactly how, events will run from here on out and how everything is. Like, I mean, truth be told, like almost all the events that they have from now on is all locally, so you don't have to rely on different parts of the region or anything like that, so you don't miss out. Nobody is in that sense, but at the same time, now that we experience something like this, how can GoFest go on from here on out? So they'll have probably separate tickets for virtual, maybe for in-person ones, things like that. It is what it is, but at the same time, I want to say kudos to Niantic because they did a wonderful job. They tried to entertain the community as much as possible through their social media, team launches, which we'll talk about in just a moment too. The virtual launches, that I think it was a successful GoFest, and we're still only talking about day one.
Oh yeah.
So I think the Niantic did a good job. Thank you so much, Niantic. It has been another successful event. This, first ever global GoFest virtual experience out there. So, all right. So we talked about our feelings, about our honest feelings about what GoFest is. We talked about how the haters out there are, but it is what it is. And then we talked about how, what GoFest Day 1 was like. Now, I keep talking about Day 1 because Day 2, since the beginning of the announcement of Day 2's GoFest, they said it was a surprise. Now, unfortunately, how everything is in the community, and since everything is locally, by the time we finished our first day of GoFest, Day 2 GoFest was starting in other regions. So we kind of already knew our surprise by the time we get to Day 2.
I tried really hard to stay away from things, and then I started scrolling through Instagram, and I accidentally saw a spoiler, but it didn't spoil everything. Right. So I was like, okay, I can still have a little bit. No.
Okay. I got spoiled through some of the, of course, Twitter, because I have people who I follow in the international world. Mm-hmm. But their catches and everything, and they didn't spoil like the whole line of what was gonna happen that day. However, we'll now be talking about Day 2 of GoFest, that wonderful surprise that they wanted to give us. It was Day 2 GoFest Team Go Rocket Edition. We had another takeover from Team Go Rocket on Day 2 of GoFest. Now, we talked about biomes and all that stuff. Get all of that out of the way. We literally had every single spawn except a couple of ones that, like Wobbuffet and Sneasel, which I'm gladly will not take. But aside from that, the whole entire event, through instances or lures or anything, was about Team Go Rocket and then the special spawns that we have for GoFest buying our ticket holders of buying. So Team Go Rocket didn't go away after the first takeover that we did prior to GoFest. But now we had, lineups from the all shiny possibilities shadows from the leaders. And then, of course, the equivalent of Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres. So, Sierra had Zapdos, Cliff had Articuno, Arlo had Moltres. And then the wonderful surprise that Giovanni, which came back once again, had...
Yeah, you got Persian! You got Persian!
Yeah, you got Persian! Yay! It wasn't shiny, though. No. We actually had the wonderful time of actually knowing that we had Shadow Mewtwo added into the game for the very first time. Non-shiny, though, unfortunately, which was kind of a bummer at that point. But if you were to complete the quest, you get a chance to catch each one of the legendary birds. And then afterwards, you get a chance to battle Giovanni and catch Giovanni. Now, that was the big surprise. getting to that point. And of course, by the time we finish with it, we get our actual encounter with the mythical Pokemon, Victini. So Victini was actually something that we knew was going to happen in GoFest. We thought it was going to be the awards for actually finishing in the first days of GoFest. And then that second surprise will be something else.
That's what I thought. I was so
The pool
confused.
what all over us, and everybody's like, hello. So Shadow Mewtwo introduced into the game, which, not gonna lie, he looks amazing as a Shadow.
Dude, I love the extra like lightning or whatever they put around him.
Yeah, it's like he's like ready to roll, about to like break your screen and go out into the world and all that. So, excuse me. So yeah, Shadow Mewtwo, which every single one of the Pokemon that you encountered, both the legendary birds and Mewtwo, were from research. So each one of them will have the research IVs from getting it. Now, Chris, how were your IVs on your Shadow birds?
The birds were pretty garbage. I mean, the only reason I wanted them was like for PvP. I gotta say, like they were all really garbage. Let me just double check really quick.
Yeah.
But I know the birds were garbage. But the Mewtwo, on the other hand, was really good.
Yeah?
Really good.
What was the IVs on that?
It was a 93, 14, 14, 14.
Unpurified, so Shadow?
Unpurified.
Oh, nice.
It could be a hundo, but it's staying a Shadow, because I think it will end up doing more damage than a hundo.
We are the Purified Podcast, though.
I'm so torn.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I did get also all of the birds, Shadows. They were pretty okay. They didn't
I
have
saw some crazy ones.
Yeah, they didn't have like the best IVs. I think the best one was Zapdos.
I think Zapdos was for me too.
Yeah, Moltres was I mean 3-star still. Zapdos also okay. If I purified, I think I have a 98. And then Articuno was mediocre, 89 probably. And then Mewtwo. Got a 11, 10, 11.
I'm curious if they'll bring out Shadow Mewtwo again, since technically they've done the birds a few times, but it's going to be really rare for sure.
It's definitely going to be a little bit rare. And how, Mewtwo has, what's going to be handled. Hopefully we get another Shiny Mewtwo. I need another Shiny Mewtwo, please, because this one is garbage. Like, fully garbage.
Shadow, Shiny Shadow Side Strike. It's going to be OP.
Right. So that was actually the research part of the event. You get to battle all of them. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so I have to defeat Sierra, Arlo, and Cliff to be able to get to Giovanni. So that means I have to do all the Team Go Rocket runs, get 6 of them. You can also, buy the shop's Go Rocket box and get all of that. Listen. Everybody, how things actually worked. So, I mean, you probably listen to this in the future anyways, but how it worked is that each Grunt give you 2 of the components to actually get, closer and closer to the answer. So you only need to do 3 in total instead of the 6 that usually takes you.
I love it.
And all the Pokemons in every single one of the Grunts, leaders, and even Giovanni, all of them had their CPs reduced. So they were even easier to take down.
Dude, it was insane. It was insane.
So before you had like a Rouse at like 2000 CP, and then you had to take it down with a good Dark type or Ghost type, whatever. It was like a 96 CP. So a one shot.
I think the funniest one for me was Larvitar, and I had a Kyogre. It was just one-shotting each one. I was like, what is happening here?
So yeah, so they reduced it for GoFest ticket holders. Unfortunately, it was only for ticket holders that would actually see the increase on this. You also had double experience and double Stardust. And then, of course, you get the Rocket Raiders. The balloons were spawning every 5 minutes. So even if you were only at home playing this, like I wasn't, then was. You'll be able to see a rocket grunt and a leader like within minutes of starting the event. So it wasn't too bad in that regard. And then, of course, we had to stop Team Go Rocket. We're still trying to stop Team Go Rocket in parts of the world right now, but this was basically the big surprise of GoFest Day 2. We had to take it down to Team Go Rocket. We had to get Shadow Mewtwo and then Big Teeny in that regard. Now, how was your Big Teeny?
Oh no! It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Just in the same boats as the Shadow Birds. It wasn't anything to write home about.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. It was a 11, 14, 10.
Yeah, mine was, or still is, a 10, 10, 13. So I never get anything good from the mythicals. Mew was garbage. Celebi was even worse. Jirachi was semi-okay, but still, nothing to write home about. And then Big Titty. Why? Dude, I was seeing people getting hundos and this. I'm like, yeah, I'm jealous. Yes, okay, yeah, it happened.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Just a bit. So, one of the reasons why we actually have the podcast a little bit later today is because by the time we finished GoFest, it was 8 o'clock, so we had to extend that a little bit to the future. Hopefully, see. If you're, of course, watching us in our live feed, I'll definitely try to have this ready to go by Monday, if I'm not too tired, because, work is work. But yes, so we wanted to share, the last hour of GoFest, but we were, getting into the final grind of the day, and we didn't really want to waste, going back home, getting things done, getting, the podcast ready and all that stuff, although I really did want to show you guys how GoFest really was for the last hour.
Trying to gibble.
So, yes. The last grind of the hour, and one of my personal goals for GoFest was to get a shiny Gibble. The holy grail of, of all shinies right now, because Gibble is so rare to find. Gibble is so hard to hatch from eggs. It was never on race until today, so we'll see how it goes for, the next few weeks. But, unfortunately, I didn't get a shiny Gibble after 2 days of raiding Gibble in 2 starts. Yes, I know, Chris. I know.
I'm sorry.
I know. You will trade me that one.
Oh my gosh.
So, if I go to my Pokédex, I don't remember how many Gibbles I have seen or catch since then. But I can tell you I have well over 900 candies for Gibble now.
Dude, you probably did more Gibble than me.
I was going nuts, dude. I was going bananas trying to get Gibbles. Now, I had everybody. At first, I was stationed in a place where I can see at least 10 gyms. Gibble was a 2-star rate egg that hatch every 5 minutes, depending on the rate ending and all that stuff. However, every time a 2-star came around, it was the Lone Boy Alolan Executor.
Yep, I hated it. I hated it so much.
And every time I see one spawn of one of the eggs, I die a little bit inside every single time. How many you got there?
I don't know if you can see that. I've seen 52 and caught 50.
I seen 128 and caught 124. Okay?
Sorry.
Okay. Oh my god. I just, it was like a grind. That was the actual first time I had fun in Pokemon Go since this whole pandemic started, because I was just like full on, invite me into this, invite me into that, find me a Gibble, find me a that. Now, Gibble was of course spawning from the GoFest ticket holder, the
battle biome.
Yeah, battle biome and all that. Actually,
it made it seem to spawn the whole time. But it was in the battle biomes and the raids for the first day.
Yes.
And that was it.
Yep. And then second day was actually on Incest too throughout the entire day. I only saw probably in the wild ones a couple of them. They were spawning naturally if you actually have like lures and up and all that stuff. Probably saw like 3 or 4 natural spawns from the GoFest event entirely. And then everything else was either Incest or raids. Now, I was raiding all over the world. Since even day 1, when I had the editor of Mystic 7, which I have a friend in my friends list, almost all best friends. He resides in China, so he sent me some raids from China to try to see if I can get the Gibble. So I have my Chinese Gibbles, which I already traded away because I wanted the Hondo anyways. But yeah, I have so many Gibbles, and just none of them were. I mean, I think the best one was a 93. And even weather boosted was at 91 maybe. But no Hondos, no shinies unfortunately. So my only final hope that I have on this is this last 3 7K eggs from the event. That's it. That's all I have to be able to get it.
Oh.
And that's the rare part of it.
Yeah, I've one in an incubator and then 3 more, hopefully.
Yeah. This is my last chance. This last 3 eggs is my last chance, but either my egg luck is good or bad, however you pen it, because every time I hatch a 10k, it's 10,000 Fibas, 300 Alomolas, 100 Absols, and maybe 1 and 2 Gibbles in like 3 months. It's fun.
I hated that pink fish so much. It kept spawning on my incense today.
I know. Every time it does, especially in the water biome, what's crazy. Because it just keeps spawning. And then it started raining, and I see more of them.
Yep.
So, yeah. Alright, so we got through our experiences, our feelings about how GoFest 2020 has happened for us. The first ever Global GoFest, I think, in all regards, just like Chris says, they did a fantastic job. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8. I want to say an 8.5. I don't want to give it a 9 because that maybe is too good. Maybe an extra surprise here and there. Plus, all the shinies that we had to hunt, things like that.
It was crazy.
It was a crazy weekend. 2 days of amazingness, just inconstant in the game. Even when I was with my mother, I was like looking at my phone. I was just like, invites, please. Oh, okay, there was one, yeah. So, my day 2 wasn't too bad. I think I got like 11 shinies on day 2, so I was actually happy with that. I did get a few of the sawed-off one shinies that I had. I did get my Alola Marowak, which was I happy about. I got my Woobat. I got the 3 family Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander shinies. 2 Tangela to finish the line, and then another Zangoose. Which is stray bait at this point. So we'll see how it goes. But that was GoFest 2020. But you think that this is the end of the podcast? No, it is not, because this was still the recap, guys. We are about to go into our research topics of the day because we have some amazing news about how GoFest tidings for the next few weeks. So this actually was released a little bit early in the week before GoFest actually came out. It was literally like probably 2 days before GoFest or a day before GoFest, and then they told us about this. So just like every year, we have unlock, or it's part of the unlock, the Ultra Unlock of GoFest. Now, trainers, Pokemon GoFest 2020. Well, actually, it just ended, so I'm not gonna say that part. Plus, you can check out details you can unlock when eating certain challenges during the weekend. Now, we finished everything. So this is actually what we're going to see in the next few weeks. The Ultra Unlock details. Just like traditionally, we will have 3 weeks of awesome events thanks to the unlocking of GoFest. Now, the very first week that will start on July 31st of 2020 at 1 p.m. PDT, which is 4 o'clock our time, Eastern time, to Friday the 7th, if I can speak today. Chris, the very first one will be the Dragon Week.
Dude, I gotta say, Dragon Week is something we've wanted for a long time.
It has been the one event of the year for 4 years. Thank you, Niantic, but took you too long to this.
I wanted more dragons to be in the game.
I know, right? I know. But, we have pretty amazing things. Now, however, the features that we're going to have on the first week of the Ultra Unlock Dragon Week is the following Pokemon will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Alolan Executor, no please. Horsey, Dratini, Trapinch, Swablu, and Bagon. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny Gibble.
Yes. Yes.
Another week of grinding, guys. Thank you so much.
Another false hopes.
Another hunt. Oh my god, I don't want to see. Anyways, hold on. Let's get back on track. The following Pokemon will be hatching from 7k eggs: Horsey, Dratini, Trapinch, Swablu, and Bagon. Gibble and Dino will also be hatching from 7k eggs, but only if you're lucky. So the spawn rates on eggs, 7k eggs, may be a little bit low when encountering these 2 Pokemons. Rayquaza returns for the week
All my
It will be in
passes.
Starfire raids, especially now that raid invites are in. So I still have a couple coins that I'm gonna be using for the next few weeks.
It's awesome, and it's such an easy duo.
Yes,
Such
true.
an easy duo.
That's true. Complete the time research this week for a chance to encounter not one, but 2 dinos. This time research will be available from Friday, July 31st to August 7th. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny dino.
That's 2 shiny chances each week. That is insane.
Dude, I was hoping that I at least get the shiny Gibble so I don't have to worry about it for this week, but I'm gonna go ham for 2 weeks. Like, seriously.
If you need to, you can always find some shiny dinos and lucky trade them to me. You know.
Nah, I'm finding them myself. We will know exactly what raids are going to be on during the week, the actual week, but for sure that is going to be a hunt. I'm probably going to be putting an instance on every single one of the days that I'm streaming. Whenever I'm at home, I'm at work, whatever it is the case that may be, I will find a Gibble, and I will find a Dino, and I will find them shiny. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to go ham that week. I am sorry, okay?
I wish you luck. I wish you luck.
I need to sacrifice my shiny Tentacool to Papa Kanki. Tentacool. I did that at the end of the event today, you know. And I only found a couple of shinies. No, not the shiny. I got like a 98 or something that just transferred. No worries. All right. Let's get back on track. So that was week 1, the Dragon Week, which is probably one of the most fun ones and Sara's ones that we wanted to. But week 1 is only week 1, guys. Unlock week number 2, the Enigma Week. It's also following right after ending of the other week. Once we complete it, which we did, the featured Pokemon's range from the mysterious Enigma will be the powerful Pokemon Deoxys. Enigma Week will run from Friday, August 7th to Friday, August 14th. So another week. The following Pokemons will be appearing more frequently in the wild: Staryu, Jigglypuff, Clefairy, Lunatone, and Solrock, Balton, Bronson, and Elgyem? So Elgyem is a brand new Pokemon introduced into the game. It's another one of those Psychic Pokemons, of course. But, of course, Bronson, Balton, Solrock, and Lunatone, which I'm still trying to look for a shiny Lunatone. Thank you, Jesus. So another ham week. The following Pokemon will be hatching from 7k eggs: Cleffa, Igglybuff, Lunatone, Solrock, and an Elgyem. I can't say the name of that Pokemon. I'm sorry. The following Pokemon will be available in raids: Bronson, Claydol, Bronson. Wait, what? They put Bronson twice.
Oh my gosh, they did.
Oh, typo. Elgyem and unknown. The letters U-L-T-R and A, spelling Ultra.
With shiny chance now. Ooh.
Oh God, no! Oh my God, please no. If those other 4 letters are shiny too, I am going to literally go. I'm gonna cry.
I think it is, but I'm just gonna go for the Pokédex ones.
We'll see. Normal form Deoxys will be in Firestar raids. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny normal form Deoxys.
It's not PvP.
Yeah, but it's still a shiny mythical, which
I
stated by John Maverick, the creator of Cerebi.net, says that if we do get the compatibility to actually, transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, this will be the first time you're able to get shiny Deoxys aside from the actual event they had in Japan originally. So that means that if we do get that compatibility and actually transfer our legendary and mythicals and whatever Pokemon we want to Pokemon Home, we'll actually be able to get, shiny Deoxys as part of this. So if you guys wanted to, you have to go ham for this. Especially since you can't really trade for shiny Deoxys or Deoxys itself.
Yeah, same thing with Darkrai. Yeah.
Yeah. So mythical Pokemon, that's what it is. And of course, if you're lucky, you might shine a shiny Staryu. Another shiny. Maziness.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a little white, and then he turns a little bit more like purplish. No, bluish purple. As a Starmie, I think. Yeah. All right. But of course, it's only week 2. We're to week 3 of Ultra Unlock, the Unova week. So, if we unlock it, which we did, the following Pokemon will appear. Swivel, Cotini, Edmolga, and Buffalant, originally discovered in the Unova region, will make the Pokemon Go debut into Pokemon Go, of course. Buffalant will only be available in the New York City of the United States and the surrounding areas. Just like Taurus, but Taurus is a little more the whole northern side of the United States. Chris, I love your face right now.
Why would they even announce it if they're just going to make it a regional right away?
Time to go to New York, So yes, Buffaland will be in New York, but we also of course have 4 more new Pokemons introduced into the game thanks to that. The Unova week will run from August 14 to Friday, August 21st. And then the following Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild and from 7KX. Swablu, which I can't say the name of that, Cotini, and other Pokemon originally discovered in the Unova region. If you're lucky, you might find an Emolga. Okay, now they didn't say shiny Emolga, they just say Emolga. Yeah, so Buffalant will be appearing in the wild and hatching for 5-kilometer eggs in the New York City and surrounding areas. Roggenrola and other Pokemon originally discovered in the Unova region will also be available in raids. Genesect, welcome back, will be in 5-star raids. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny Genesect. Which, this is actually the first time we have a mythical Pokemon introduced to shiny release in literally like a span of maybe a couple months. While usually we spend another year before we ever see a shiny mythical release.
They've been giving out shinies like candy right now.
Yeah, definitely. So yes,
I'm excited for that
Genesect is gonna be one for that, which his shiny is top notch. Thank you.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. I do like
if you
this one I'm actually excited for.
Mm-hmm. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Roggenrola. That's a good shiny.
They're giving us all the good shinies, I swear.
Yes. So, weeks 1, 2, and 3, Chris, what are you most excited about?
Out of all of these, I'm pretty excited to hunt some more dragons. For sure, because we get 2 really good dragons to shiny hunt. I'm really nostalgic.
Actually, 3.
3.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good dragons. Oh, and Ray, I love Ray. That's easy.
Rayquaza, Dino, and Gible are going to be my hunts for the entire week.
That is easily my favorite shiny.
I do hope that we actually, in each one of the weeks, we actually have a spotlight hour for each one of them. They have not announced that yet because, as you guys know, guys, we're still not at the end of the month. So that means there's more news to come next week. Especially because, research breakthrough announcements and all that has to happen soon. So,
oh, yeah.
You'll definitely hear from us by the end of next week. So don't worry. You're always going to hear from us next week anyways. But yes, dragons are going to be insane. Brand new Pokemons are going to be insane. Shiny Mythicals is going to be insane. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a lot of money for the next month.
Me too.
I'm sorry for all the free-to-play players out there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ham. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna get all the shinies. I'm gonna try to get everything that I can. Oh, God. I can hear the comments now. All right, so that is the week, the 3 weeks of unlock challenges that we did unlock thanks to all your help during GoFest of 2020. So thank you, trainers. Now we have amazing weeks to come and more to come because this next month is going to be crazy. It's just insane altogether. So, all right, now, again, watching through the fireworks and everything here, this is actually pretty cool still. Thank you very much, Niantic. We still have a little more information for you guys to come. One of the things they announced throughout the weekend was a level cap increase announcement. Now, Chris, this is coming from Servi.net. It has been confirmed by one of the developments during the welcome stream that the level cap will be coming soon to Pokemon Go players all around above level 40. And also confirm that you can use your currently owned Pokemons to Mega Evolve when Mega Evolution is released. Now, Chris, what are your thoughts about this? 4 years into this, and we're finally getting some information about a level cap.
I think it's much needed. I'm sure a lot of people just. I mean, look at how many people XP grind, and they want to be the people with the most XP. They're gonna want, I don't know, a little bit of something to show for it. I mean, if they have like the most XP in the world, they're just gonna jump right up there and then wait for another increase.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's another way to flex, another way to keep people competitive, other than just comparing medals. So I don't know. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what are your predictions of what the new level cap is going to be?
My prediction has to be 50, but if they're trying to keep it fresh for a while so they don't have to increase it again for a while, maybe as high as 75. I don't know. I can't see it being 100. It can't be that high. Can't be that high. Could it? What do you think?
So, a long while back, well, the Dynaminers were loving, getting into the nitty and gritties of things. There was a level cap increase of only 50, as far as I can tell. However, just like you said, if they really want to make it a little more, hold a little bit longer, maybe until level 60, that's my closest. But I do want them to see to level 100, just because everything in the game, in Pokemon Go, in Pokemon history, is a level 100 cap,
It's so hard unless they did something other than Stardust.
Well, now the question is how the level cap is going to be implemented into Pokemon Go to your current already level, especially because we have level 40, but we can go beyond level 40 in that regard. Just like people call it level 40 times 2, you don't really, call it level 80 or level 90 or anything like that, because you gain the same amount of experience until you actually get to level 40 every single time. So how are they going to implement it? How the experience you already gain after level 40 is going to matter? And then just like a lot of people are actually talking about, how they're going to balance the new level cap for Pokemons. Is it going to keep 40 or is it going to keep more? We don't know yet, guys. But it is coming, guys, so do be prepared. My suggestion is once the actual announcement comes, make sure you go to your trainer profile and hit your actual, a screenshot of what your current experience is before the level cap increases. So that way you'll have a legacy in experience grind before the new one comes around. So that's my suggestion. You don't have to listen to me even though you are listening to the podcast, so thank you so much. But yes, that's the case. Thank you, Serby, for actually getting that small little detail from the live streams. I was trying to get it too, but unfortunately I wasn't able to actually get that specific moment that it said anything. So I'm gonna have to go back eventually. Oh my goodness, we're already an hour in. Holy Jesus. Oh, holy Arceus, actually. But yes, and then once and last thing, a little maintenance and aliens before GoFest actually started, we did get a storage increase to 3,500. So that was actually doing amazing. That was pretty good because we needed it. I'm gonna need to delete a lot of Pokemon soon because I'm at 31 right now. So
I need a lot of room.
I know. So
a lot of Gibbles to trade.
Definitely. So, but still, not all the news we got for you guys today. Because our PvP section, get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. I'm tired.
Hey, go.
Oh, God. All right. So, Chris, can you tell us the beautiful information that Niantic has shared with us this week?
Oh, yeah. Go Battle League Season 3 begins on Monday, July 27th, 2020 at 1 p.m. PDT. AKA, what is that, 4 p.m. Eastern for us?
Yes, 4 p.m. Every time that you see a 1 p.m., it's always 3 hours ahead, my friend.
Okay.
3 hours behind.
Go Battle League Season 2 recap. Oh my gosh, 1 billion battles in Go Battle League. Dear Lord.
Jeez.
It's been crazy. Season 3 is going to be really exciting, guys. Great League's going to run from Monday 27th at 1 p.m. PDT to Monday, August 10th, 2020. Ultra League in its Premier Cup. We're going to have a new Premier Cup for Ultra League now. It's going to start Monday, August 10th. all the way until Monday, August 24th. And the Premier Cup will still have the same CP limit. Master League and Premier Cup will run from Monday, August 24th until September 7th. That's going to be interesting. No CP limits there. And then all three leagues in the Premier Cup with no CP limit will be available from Monday, September 7th until Monday, September 14th. And then Season 4 is going to start Monday, September 14th, 2020. Dude, it seems like it goes so fast.
I know.
Season.
I know, right?
So,
especially, it's mostly around a month and a half worth of season that we usually have. So just as Chris said, we do have, all three leagues, all the times that we have for those. Premier Cup for Ultra League introduced once again with the level cap of 2,500, just like Ultra should be. The Premier Cup with no CP limits in the Master League, and then, of course, all three leagues through a week or so before the end of it, and then Season 4, of course. However, there is a little bit of changes to from Season 2 to Season 4's rewards. So the similar end of season rewards are usually the same for Season 2, except you receive an Elite Fast TM instead of Elite Charge TM if you reach rank 7 or higher. And then Season 3 will follow the same league rotation as Season 2, as what they already told us. The dates are tentative, but I'm sure they will change, and I'm pretty sure they will change. And then, except the following stays the same in Season 3. There will be no walk-in requirements in order to battle in Go Battle League for Season 3. So once again, we're still not going back to normality on that. The friendship level requirement for battling remotely will remain good friends throughout Season 3. Remember that you can scan another trainer's code to battle them no matter where you are. The avatar items inspired by Pikachu Libre will continue as rank 7 rewards. And then the battle wins and ratings required to reach ranks will remain the same. So it's still going to be a hard grind to reach rank 10, just like we had last season. What's new in Season 3, though? This is the following. Now, do you want to read what's new there, Chris?
Yeah. I mean, we already talked a little bit about this, but there's going to be more cups added, So other than the Ultra League Premier Cup, though, they're actually introducing the Flying Cup, where only Flying-type Pokemon will be allowed. I think a few of the best picks are going to be Archeops and Drifblim, because they have Icy Wind, and Archeops is just rock. He can just throw rocks at the other flying types. It's going to be awesome. I hope you guys have fun with that. I know I am. Based on trainer feedback, we decided to remove the Battle Until You Win feature. I think it was bringing a lot of people down in rank a lot, which is interesting.
Yeah, so one of the things that actually a lot of people were saying is the Battle Until You Win was actually really bad for somebody's MMR in the game. Especially because if you were to lose all your matches and you win so low into... Oh, hello. Can we get a final Gibble?
A final Gibble?
Can we get a final Gibble, Ray?
Oh?
Thank you very much to a friend from the East Coast. Sorry for interrupting the news here, guys. But this is my last chance right now for Gibble. All right. While we wait for that to actually clear through, just like you said, lowering your MMR will trigger the events of actually gaining more MMR when you try to go back up. So you gain a lot more per battle if you win, a certain amount of sets. Now, however, that hopefully is not the case anymore. Now, instead of actually, losing all the time and then you win and you get your rewards, at least you'll be able to guarantee that, your set will stay the same. Or at least your ranking will, tank when it comes down to it. But yeah, while I do this, how about you read next part of that, Chris?
Yeah, no problem. You're going to get the rewards of Pidgeot at rank 1, starting at rank 1. Galarian Zigzagoon starting at rank 4. Galarian Farfetch starting at rank 7. Rufflet starting at rank 8. Scraggy starting at rank 9. And then Pikachu Libre starting at rank 10. If you reach rank 10, you're going to get a brand new avatar pose and avatar item. I wish I got either of the old ones, but it's going to be completely new.
Mm-hmm.
And for the the premium items rewards track, you'll now earn rare candies after your 4th win, and the number of rare candies rewarded will be reduced from 8 to 6. Okay. Trainers who finish Season 3 at rank 7 will receive the Elite Charge Gem, just as Pure Letter said.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting.
Definitely. All right, before we get into the last part of nitty-gritty on this, because we're still a little bit more to this, I have the biggest shiny luck in the world, please. I need this right now. If you're listening to Podcast Feast, I'm sorry you're not here for this, but still. We need this final luck for this shiny check. I didn't even see the CP, so I don't know what it is. I'm gonna give it a second. I have to breathe. I have to prepare myself for this because this is a moment of truth. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. I knew it was gonna be like that. Gibble. Okay, thank you for judging that. Thank you for bonding that.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Just salt the wounds.
I know. Thank you very much for the East Coast for the final race there. Thanks to your Go Fest. But anyways, let's keep going, guys. So the following existing attacks has been updated in trainer battles. Gibble, get in the ball. So the very first things that we have is Drill Pecked. This flying type charge attack will now deal more damage. Braver, this flying type charge attack will now deal more damage. It will also severely lower the user's defense. So by 2 stages most likely. Infestation, this bug type fast attack now generates energy more quickly. Hex, a ghost type fast attack now generates energy more quickly. Power Snow, this ice type fast attack now deals more damage. So not just more quickly, just more damage in general. Blizzard, the ice type charge attack now deals more damage. Flash Cannon, this steel type attack or charge attack now requires more energy. Focus Blast, this fighting type charge attack deals less damage.
Registeel goes down.
Yeah, and then Move Blast, this fairy charge attack now has a decreased chance of lowering your opponent's attack. So not just defense. I think Moonblast was only defense.
No, it lowers the opponent's attack.
Oh, okay. So now it has a more chance of, or has decreased less chance of doing it. Okay. So Moonblast was kind of like a spinning move in that time.
Oh yeah.
Between Flash Cannon and Focus Blast, that is technically Registeel Killer. That's a big nerf. So we'll see how it really fares out when it comes down to it. The following 16 attack has been updated for gym battles and raids. Drill Peck will now deal more damage. Braver will now deal more damage, and then Hex will generate energy more quickly. So that's for raids. That's just the only 3 changes on those. So that's actually a welcome addition since there's a lot of Pokemon you want to beat down. And then along with these updates and to existing attacks, the following Pokemon can learn attacks they couldn't before. Bravery in close combat. Bravery can use this attack to make opponents' rock and steel types more dependent on protected shields. Above Snow and Ice type Weather Ball. This ice type charge attack is fitting for a Pokemon that appears when it's snowy. Pelipper and Water type Weather Ball. This water attack charge attack is fitting for a Pokemon that appears when it's rainy. And then Empoleon and Drill Peck. Empoleon can use this attack to make fighting type Pokemon more dependent on protected shields.
That's the only one that weirds me out.
I know, right? Definitely a lot to go through in that regard. But yeah, that's... Oh my goodness, I'm getting notifications. Hold on. Thank you so much. But yeah, those are the changes to Go Battle League. 2 existing attacks, 2 more things. I'm getting a lot of notifications, guys. I'm sorry for all the noise there. Anyways, oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. Your face out for a second. No, just your face or my face. One of the two. Thank you. Can we talk later? Okay, so back to it. Sorry for the guys for the inconvenience there. Anyways, but yes, Go Battle League Season 3 is coming around the corner. If you have not done your battles, make sure that you try to finish them. Remember, if you're ranked rank 10, you'll be able to get your rewards for that. I'm ranked 6. So, what's your rank, Chris?
I think I'm like 6 right now because I stopped at like rank 4 after the first time Great League was out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me just chill. Yeah, I'm 6 right now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, it is what it is. If we don't get the rewards, then it is what it is. And then I wanted to actually say more that when during GoFest, just actually no, Chris, you can say that. you typed it in there.
Oh yeah. So if you got good PvP Pokemon, show us in the Discord. Show us on Twitter. That includes the Shadow or the Purified. Huh? So send us a tweet.
Yeah, definitely. It is what it is. GoFest has been amazing. So thank you very much once again for just an amazing weekend. Not the greatest weekend, but it's still an amazing weekend. One of the two, because I would love to, meet up with the community. I want to make sure that, one day we can finally hang out and play this game where we are, through whatever case and world pandemic that we are at the moment. But of course, stay safe. That's the best part right now. And then, of course, a lot of news for you guys. It's been, so far, I think we have everything to cover for this week, Chris. Man, oh man, that was long.
It was a fun week. It was a fun weekend.
It was a fun everything, like literally everything. So, once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful time on the Purified Podcast. Thank you so much for also listening to us in our podcast feeds. If you want to continue to listen to us, make sure you check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. And then, of course, you can email us at thepurifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can also text or voice message at 941-417-9243. We will greatly appreciate you guys being part of this amazing community for us that we're creating. And then I do want to say this. Make sure they also, check us out on thepurifiedpodcast.com, which is the Professor Network. For next week, though, we do have a returning guest, which actually is our only guest, but also the returning guest. Chris, can you announce who is going to join us?
The boy, the legend, the humble, Speediest Chief, the Continental NA champion of Sylph League. It is going to be awesome.
Yes. Yes. So we have confirmed that Speediest Chief will be coming back for another interview. Thanks to you guys. So if you want to actually, gather up, make sure you email us. You can check us out on our social media. Sorry, I forgot the word. Myself at Pure Let It Go. Chris at
Christo0517 on Twitter.
Of course, and then send us all the questions you guys want to to talk about. Speediest Chiefs again being the continental United States, or I'm sorry, the North American champion. Will be joining us for all this. So if you have questions, concerns, or anything, just make sure you let us know. We will have a full interview with him, probably with whatever else we got through the week, because it's going to be an insane weekend when we actually talk to him anyways. So, yep. Once again, guys, thank you so much. This has been the Purified Podcast. Chris, thank you very much for joining us once again.
Always a pleasure, my man.
Definitely. And Chris, can you take us away?
Oh, yes. So if you did or didn't have a Pokemon Go Fest ticket, I hope you had a really good time with your community. Have a lot to look forward to in the next coming weeks. Get your shinies, get your PvP, get your friendship. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
Have a good night.